Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. Is Northern Nevada's gaming industry going to the dogs? Not according to a leading financial analyst. He may surprise you. And he's got the rundown.
What's the forecast for gaming in Northern Nevada? Sam puts that question to Marc Falcone, an analyst from Deutsche Bank. And then we talk to Dick Gammick and Jerry Bussell. What about the trickle-down of information about terrorist attacks? Sam?
And coming up on the Power Pundit panel today, Larry Matheis, Daryl Capurro. We also have Dan Mason from KOH, and to top it off, Howard Rosenberg. It's all coming up next on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Catch a straight, dine at 8, lucky you. Lucky you. Dance till 1, have some fun, lucky you. Lucky you. Taste the shrimp, have a sip, try the pool, play it cool. At the Sienna Hotel Spa Casino, lucky you.
In business, the key to success is not the quantity of your clients, it's the quality of your clients. Almost all companies will tell you they want more sales, but what they really need are quality customers who pay their bills on time. With Employer Link's client vendor screening program, we provide comprehensive reports regarding the financial performance of your corporate prospects, customers, and vendors. Build your business with great clients and vendors. Call Employer Links today at 883-3733.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
Back on Nevada Newsmakers, I'm here with Marc Falcone, who is without a doubt one of the world's leading analysts on gaming, and it's a pleasure to have you here. You work for Deutsche Bank. I want to ask you what's good and bad about Northern Nevada gaming.
Well, first off, Northern Nevada gaming is still one of the most attractive gaming markets from a tax standpoint, also from the stability of cash flows.
What does that mean from a tax standpoint?
Well, Nevada is one of the most stable regulatory markets in the United States, so the lower tax structure should help foster job and economic development as well as future capital investment. Lake Tahoe has obviously done better more recently than the Reno market, and I think some of the considerations of the weaknesses of the Northern Nevada market happens to be the growing competition from California Native American casinos, particularly in the Sacramento area by Station's very successful Thunder Valley Casino.
Okay, now over the winter period, we have seen a decrease in gaming in Northern Nevada, mainly due to winter storms that pretty much hit every weekend. The size of the gain for Thunder Valley and Auburn has been far greater than the loss in Northern Nevada. Does this suggest to you that the market is growing in California and therefore expanding, and therefore that may be good news for Northern Nevada to be able to capture some of that market?
Yeah, I definitely think that the success of Thunder Valley has helped grow in the overall Northern Nevada and California gaming markets. We've also seen very strong hotel statistics out of Reno, in particular, since the opening of Thunder Valley, which says that people are still attracted to the Reno marketplace for its specific type of gambling customer. And I think the growth of the overall market as a whole, despite the softness in Reno being somewhat cannibalized by the opening of Thunder Valley, is still an overall positive for the future of Reno as well as Lake Tahoe.
Okay, let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll talk more with Marc Falcone right after this.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch. Atlantis.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at D'Andrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South D'Andrea Parkway in Sparks.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Andy Engleman.
You know, it's interesting, Marc, talking to you about Northern Nevada gaming and your very positive and optimistic outlook, because in a sense, the community and the community's media doesn't have that sense of we're going in the right direction. It's almost a sense of we're fighting for our very survival. How do you explain the dichotomy?
Well, I think it's a combination. I don't think the market, particularly what I deal with in the institutional community, is well educated on the Reno and Northern Nevada markets, simply because the focus is more often in Las Vegas, and the negative conflict imposed on Reno by Thunder Valley. I think when people look at the dissecting numbers, they still see growth. I mean, I don't think you would have seen the Sands property purchase Rail City from Alliance if there wasn't future opportunities there. I think you still see some of the successful properties like the Pepper Mill look to invest in their property and look to grow in the Reno market. And even the Harrises have had some success up in Lake Tahoe through the Harvey's acquisition. But I mean, as you mentioned, the winter storms have played had a negative impact on results so far in the wintertime.
Okay, Colony has bought the Las Vegas Hilton. They very successfully ran Harvey's at the Lake. They competed with Hilton Corporation for what was then the Valley's property. We know that the Reno property's been on the market for 2 years. Do you have any hints that Colony may want to purchase the Reno property as well?
I think at this point, the Colony transaction, the Las Vegas Hilton, is a one-off transaction. I think Colony's a very astute gaming investor. They've been very successful both with the Harvey's portfolio as well as their investment in resorts in Atlantic City and even their international investment at Accor. But at this point, I'm not sure that they're looking at the Reno facility.
You got any hints for like top 3 suggestions of who might be a good fit?
Not at this point. And if I did, I can't tell you.
All right. Okay, last question then is, as you look at this Northern Nevada market, and I'm thrilled that you're so positive in your outlook of it, what things can the market do to improve itself in this competitive climate?
Well, I think some of the things that the properties can do is I think they've underinvested in their business over the last several years. They haven't invested the capital to build a room base, to attract more non-gaming amenities, to sustain a larger convention draw. I think all those would be very important for them to continue to reinvest in their assets. I think what you need to do is also look at the type of the customer segmentation of the marketplace. What are locals casinos? What are destination casinos or overnight casinos? Look to strategize by adding additional features. I think one thing you'll see is the Pinnacle property, Boomtown, is looking to identify specifically what its customer segment is and how to draw more traffic in off the highway. And I think they could potentially come up with some creative ideas, and I think that could follow through into other ideas in the Reno market, call it the next 12 to 24 months.
I lied that was the last question. I got one more for you. Do you think it's a mistake that Reno does not market itself to Las Vegas? We have direct air service between the markets. It's a $1.6 million community, and yet I read the Las Vegas Review-Journal. I never see an ad for a Reno property.
I think it has opportunity through cross-marketing Reno and Las Vegas. Harris is very successful in cross-marketing their Reno to Las Vegas facilities as well as their Laughlin to Las Vegas facilities. It can be costly at times, but I think it has a proven track record. I think the key here is making sure, understanding who the customers really are that are Reno and where they fit into the Las Vegas locals, or to the Las Vegas market.
Marc Falcone, I'm so glad I got a chance to talk to you. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Back on Nevada Newsmakers after this.
Allegra is Northern Nevada's #1 offset printing and digital copying facility.
From disc to destination, Allegra utilizes tomorrow's technology today. We specialize in booklets, catalogs, manuals, newsletters, stationery, and envelopes.
Xerox, Docutech, 4-color printing with Heidelberg Speedmaster, desktop publishing and design, graphic services, pickup and delivery.
If you need printing, Allegra can do it. From disc to destination.
To experience the royal cuisine of India, you need some serious magic or simply transport yourself to India Garden, right here in Reno, where you'll discover Indian specialties refined over centuries. Sikh kebab, tandoori dishes cooked in our own tandoor oven, biryani specialties, curries, fresh-baked Indian bread, over a dozen vegetarian dishes, even dishes rare to India like dosa, South Indian-style crepes. India Garden off South Virginia near Sports West. We are India.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're joined by Jerry Bussell, who's the Special Advisor to the Governor on Homeland Security, and Dick Gammick, Washoe County District Attorney.
And we can finally get to the question answered. Is there trickle down of information to the local level or not?
You go for it. There certainly is. One of the responsibilities that I have is to deal with the intelligence flow from all levels. That's all the way from the very highest levels of the federal government to other state agencies, all the way down to the local levels. And I can assure you, especially after what went on in Las Vegas, i.e. Clark County during the holidays, in combination with being elevated from the yellow to the orange levels of threat, that the intelligence agencies that I dealt with and the information that we pushed down to the JTTF was just outstanding.
All right, now that was started by an email from Carson City, as we ultimately found out. Were Carson City people alerted that there might be someone in Carson City that they need to arrest, or?
This is a completely different thing. What I'm talking about was initiated basically by the Air France flights, and how that their responsible of journalism was questionable. It came out, the Air France flights was initially, a major Eastern newspaper said that they had a potential target of going into Las Vegas. I went to the governor and said, Governor, I am dealing with the intelligence agencies at the highest levels. I'm dealing with them intimately, and I have no indication whatsoever from any intelligence agency that this could be true. The governor said, well, let's check it out. And then we recommended, or I recommended to him, that we go out publicly and say, we do not have substantiated information on what the press is saying in this area. Let's go public. We got the special advisor, that's me. We got the SAC, which is Ellen Knowlton, special agent in charge of the FBI, the local sheriff, which is Bill Young, and the governor, and we did a press conference, and we said, you know, the intelligence information that we have specifically does not substantiate any credibility or actionable information of what the press is saying with these flights.
But we did have a situation here where Governor Gwynn said that he wasn't in touch with Tom Ridge, and that if there was a problem, that Tom Ridge would personally notify him if there was any changes in that status.
Sam, that's absolutely right. I set that call up.
Okay, all right. Dick, one of the things that you've been wanting to get on the air, and we've talked about this over the past couple of weeks, is the amazing level of cooperation between agencies. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, I've never seen anything. It hasn't just come about because of Homeland Security. I think we already had the foundation set. When Jerry came on board, we called him, said welcome, because Jerry and I, he's retired colonel from the National Guard and was in charge of operations at the time I was in the National Guard, so we've known each other for a long time, and invited him to our meetings to come see what we had set up, to come see what people were tied together, and I think Homeland Security's even taken that a step further now, which has been absolutely tremendous. And I'd even invite Jerry to throw in what he's got to say about this too, and what his impressions are on it.
Well, Sam, Dick's absolutely right. The first person who reached out their hand when I was announced it would be my honor to come and serve as the advisor to the governor, and my responsibilities with Dick Gammick. The very first person, Dick called me, said, Jerry, I need to get on your schedule. I want to put you in what we used to call it an orientation from our old military days. He says, I want to work with you. He says, you need to be this, this, and this. He sat down with me. He says, this is who you need to meet. This is when you need to meet him, and I'm going to take you. And that's the guy sitting right next to me.
Okay, I got to ask you a question. You were on this program during the State of the Union address, and you're a very strong defender of the Patriot Act. I have some concerns about the Patriot Act, as I think a lot of Nevadans do. Would you like to see some changes so that we're not combing hotel lists and picking up everybody that's on there, that we're not using the Patriot Act to go after county commissioners and the like for lap dances? Isn't this a flagrant abuse of the Patriot Act?
Well, let me answer it this way, Sam. I think that we should take the Patriot Act and put it back on the table. I think that Congress should exercise its responsibility and evaluate what is really in the Patriot Act. I will tell you, it is a great tool. It's a tool that we who have the responsibility to protect citizens can use. But if it infringes on our constitutional rights, which is the most important, the Patriot Act or our Constitution? Certainly it's our Constitution. If it can't stand on its own, if it cannot take the sunlight of day, then it needs to be changed.
Okay, and I appreciate you saying that. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this timeout. Great meeting you guys. Thank you.
Before you head to Carson, take care of yourself with a visit to Tamarack Junction. Catch a hot cup of coffee and the morning news on one of our 32 TVs and enjoy the best food in South Reno. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Your home is an expression of all things comforting and familiar. For custom storage, you can count on California Closets to provide quality, value, and design integrity. The process is easy, combining your personal style with our organizing expertise. We care about what matters most to you, making your home functional and beautiful. California Closets, simplifying home and life since 1978. Call today for your complimentary design consultation.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Make your daily commute easy with breakfast or lunch at the Tamarack Junction. Enjoy daily specials, super fast service, and South Reno's freshest morning meals. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we have a terrific panel for you today. As always, Howard Rosenberg is here, and we also have Dan Mason from KOH, Daryl Capurro, and Larry Matheis. Welcome to all of you. Let's start out with, I have to admit that going to the American Gaming Summit in Las Vegas last week, when I interviewed Marc Falcone, who is an often quoted gaming analyst, and when he talks, markets move. And I was really quite surprised to see how strong he was in his thoughts about the Reno market and very positive about it. Obviously we have weather-related issues, but in terms of a general sense, he was very positive about the market. Dan, does that surprise you?
A little bit, because we keep hearing that room nights are up, at least a little bit, but that the gaming win total is down. So there's a little confusion there, I think.
Yeah.
I'm also a little surprised, but on the other hand, the northern Nevada area has a lot to offer in terms of outside events too, not just the gaming part of it in that. And I think one of the problems that we've had in the past is not exploiting those opportunities as much. I think there's more of an effort to do that to broaden the experience of visitors coming to here. So from that standpoint, I'm not surprised.
I also had a surprise yesterday. I was talking to a gaming official who I cannot name, who said that they wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump were interested in the Reno Hilton. And the reason being that there's enough real estate there for him to actually do something spectacular with. Howard, do you think that that's a possibility?
With Donald Trump, anything is a possibility. The question is, do we want him?
Yes.
What a goofy. Now, Howard, come on.
Why?
First,
why?
He can bring money. He could bring development. He's got ideas.
All right, he can bring money. That's fine. He can bring development. What kind of development? Do we want that kind of development that he's apt to bring? Take a look at some of the things that he's done in Atlantic City. Take a look at some of the things he's done in the rest of the country. Not just gaming properties. I'm dead serious. Do we want that? I think that what just has been said about Northern Nevada is really, now don't get on me about the pronunciation. I cannot say Nevada. I'm sorry, it's life. But Northern Nevada, because we used to market Reno Tahoe as the market. Then we pulled away from that for a while and we separated the two. I think the Northern Nevada market is really important, and I think that does have a chance of doing what your gaming analyst suggests could be.
You know, in 1978, the hottest thing in the world was the MGM Grand in Reno, Nevada.
True.
And if Donald Trump were able to do something spectacular, a must-see visit, Larry, wouldn't that be something that would be positive?
Yes, and I think it fits in with what you can be positive about. I mean, there is a variety of experience that people coming to the Northern Nevada can have that they can't have anywhere else, including Las Vegas. And someone like Trump, who's a master showman and a master of understanding how to market things, could certainly bring some skills here that might help the community. Sure.
2 words: instant marketing. Donald Trump.
I would say, you know, The Apprentice, huge show.
Yep.
A lot of people watching it. All right, as Andy would say, let's turn to politics. And Howard, I'm looking at you here. Board of Regents.
Why does this not surprise me?
Well, we've been covering the story here for a long time about the Board of Regents and their meetings where John Cummings and Ron Remington were demoted and fired from their positions. And now we're hearing leaks of a settlement from John Cummings' camp that would give him higher pay than the other English professors at the university. First of all, is it true? And is the university looking to settle with both of these gentlemen?
I think that the university system is exploring. I'm going to sound like a politician. I'm sorry, kids. I think that they're looking toward the exploration of any and all possibilities. Nobody wants to go to court. You know where I stand on the situation. I don't like what happened. I am dead set against it, but I was in the minority. That's the way that it is. What I hope will happen is negotiations will begin to understand what each party needs, what each party wants, and what will make the best possible settlement. It isn't going to be anything that everybody loves, but it is going to be a settlement. That was a first offer, Sam. The thing that disturbed me more than anything else is that when we responded to that first offer, it seemed to close the door. And I think that we need to talk with one another as long as the lines of communication are open. It can't be as bad as it has been. And I just want to see us talking to one another.
Anybody got any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I kind of do, Sam. I'm a graduate of the University of Nevada, Reno, and have done some advanced work there too. And frankly, right at this point in time, I'm ashamed of the system with respect to some of the decisions that have been made, particularly by the majority of regents who seem hell-bent for doing things outside the public view. I think the open meeting law clearly has been violated a number of times, and I think there needs to be some real resolution about what's going on. I think what happened in the case of Mr. Remington and Mr. Cummings, I know Mr. Cummings, I don't know Mr. Remington, but it was a travesty. People have a right to their day in court, and that didn't happen.
All right, let's do something else that's university related. Dr. John Lilly of the University of Nevada said the other day that UNR is the best kept secret, and so he's hired a PR and marketing person, Dan, at $165,000 a year. You're in the PR, marketing, radio business. What does that sound like to you?
Sounds like I ought to get out and get a marketing job somewhere. I don't know how that salary would compare with other institutions. I might agree with him that it's the best kept secret. I don't know if the way educational dollars are lacking in this day and age that's a smart investment that we need to be taking.
I have the same feeling. It is the University of Nevada in Reno is a fine institution. Stands up nationally very well. My wife and daughter are both graduates of the University of Nevada system, and I think overall it's underrated. Overall, it's not done a good job of presenting itself for the qualities it has. That said, these are times that everybody in government, and that includes public institutions like the university system, have to be very cognizant of about how each action is going to be perceived by a public that's getting increasingly jaded, increasingly jaundiced. I'm not sure about the wisdom of that. Could have gotten a lot of volunteer time.
How are the last 20 seconds to you?
It is one of the best kept secrets in the country.
$165,000, Howard.
I have spent 37 years of my life on that campus. I'm told that the decisions are made because they are market driven, and that's what you have to pay to get what you want. I don't particularly like it. I am not happy about it at all because I can't get kids into classes. By the same token, we hire presidents to do the job, and we are supposed to support them in doing the job.
We're out of time. We'll talk more about this. We'll be right back.
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
I tell you, John, this industry has really changed.
Tell me about it.
You seem to do pretty well last year. What's your secret?
No secrets. Although I'll tell you something. The smartest thing I did was sign up with Pro Group Management.
Really? Yeah, they do workers' comp, right?
Yeah, their services are great. And get this, they saved me 30%. I've heard they saved others 50%.
That works for me.
Pro Group Management. Finally, workers' comp that works for you.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch. Atlantis.
Sign up for Wells Fargo free checking. You get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
And Andy's back on the next show. We'll see you next time.
What? We're over?